A little backyard full of amazing things. Well, welcome back to Finding America. It is really nice to see you here. Now I'm going to dive right in. I'm back at that tiny backyard permission that I was at last week. Now it's been absolutely amazing how much this little yard has produced. So many unusual and unique finds have been found there so far. And I thought I'd give you a little reminder of all the cool stuff I found there in last week's episode. Well, not only has this tiny little spot produced so many unusual things, but it's also produced a lot of things that I've never found before, and I absolutely love that. This hunt was so much fun, and little did I know that it was going to turn out that I was going to have a Day of Dragons as well. I really hope you enjoy watching this one. Well, hopefully the AC unit isn't too loud, but I wanted to show you the little yard I'm hunting and the little puppy that's in it too. What you doing, Rose? She's a cutie. What are you doing? You ready to share your yard with me? Well, let me just show you. When I say little backyard, I mean little backyard. It's right there, over to here, and to here. So, and it's amazing how much stuff has been coming out of here. And I know there's so much more. There are so many signals here. It's just crazy. So, getting ready to gear up and get started. And hopefully it lasts for at least 3 hours. It's going to be a scorcher. Well, this one was giving me around a 72. Wasn't very far down, 4 inches. Got an old weedy, and I cleared it off. It's a 1941 Philadelphia mint, so very happy to have that. Well, I got something pretty cool in the hole here. Kind of giving me like a, I'm trying to remember, 36, 37, and dug down, and this is what popped out. The shape intrigued me, and it seemed to have like a beaded border maybe at one time, so I brushed it off and check it out. That is an early sash buckle, and it's iron. I mean, that is really, really cool. I've never found one. They're usually brass, but yeah, this is a really old iron piece. So hopefully I can get some of that rust off and see what it might have looked like at one time, but boy, that's old. That's probably 1800s. So very happy with that one, and yeah, we'll see if see if I can get it to look any better than it does, but it's a great find. Well, this one was giving me a nice high tone in the 80s, and I pulled out 3 nails, but I kept getting a signal and I kept going down, and check it out. I got another compact. Isn't that cool? Looks like this one may have been on a chain. You can still see a little link on it. So that is awesome. I'll get it sprayed down and brushed off. We'll see if it has anything on it. Wow, 3rd compact out of this yard. Pretty cool. Well, I can detect pretty faint bullseye pattern on it. I think it's really cool that it had a chain on it. And there's another circular pattern on the backside. So I'll get that cleaned up a little bit more when I get home, but very happy with that. I'll definitely check the hole before I move on. Now this next one was giving me a 35 signal, and it was just right here, just a few inches down. Pretty cool. Little aluminum piece. It says Japan on it. I think this is a piece to an old sewing kit. I'll have to check when I get home. But that's pretty darn cool, and definitely unusual. Well, I pulled out a huge piece of iron out of this hole, but there was still something underneath it, so I kept going. And check it out. I've got an old railroad spike. So, you know what's coming next? A very cool old train picture. Well, right at the top of this backyard area, got a nice little signal right here. It's giving me like a 57. Nice, repeatable. It was actually in the plug, and it just fell out, and I was like, what the heck is this? So I grabbed the camera. I don't know. Look at that. Isn't that weird? Huh. At first I think it's some kind of a piece of jewelry. You see the two little loops at the top? Maybe part of a necklace? Art Deco? Boy, that's really cool. But let me get it sprayed off and brushed off and get a better look at it. But that is definitely unique. Well, I tell you, that's what I love most about this hobby. Every time I go out, I find something I've never seen before. And after 43 years, that is saying something. But this one, wow, it is so cool. Take a look at that. It's like all these individual rings and the centerpiece down the middle. I don't know what to make of that. Look at that. Is that not crazy looking? But I love it. I don't know. I might have to resort to Google image search on this one. But I'll get it cleaned up a little more when I get home and let you see what it looks like all cleaned up. Wow, what a cool little piece. Well, this one's kind of a cool piece right here. It's an old piece, probably 7 inches down. I tell you, that did a really good job. There's a lot of signals here, a lot of iron, a lot of garbage, and got this. I saw that and I knew right away what that was. Now this is actually like the hinge bracket part to a old wooden ruler, old folding ruler, and definitely early 1900s up to 1930s. So very cool piece. I'll get it cleaned up and get you a better look at it. Well, this one's giving me a 34-35 signal. Just digging it all. I thought I had a crushed valve stem cover for a Model T, but as I was wiping it off, I saw gold color underneath and a lot of writing. So I don't want to clean much more out here in the field. I'm not even sure what this is, but trying to catch my breath. It is so hot today. It's heat index 100 right now, and yeah, don't know how much longer I'm going to last. I may have to come back tomorrow morning, but that is really cool, definitely old, and I can't wait to clean it up and see what exactly it is. Well, Benzedrine, well, it's an amphetamine or upper, and it was promoted as a wonder drug when it first came out in the early 1930s. Now, since prescription drugs didn't exist, it was simply sold over the counter. And it's just absolutely amazing to me to think that it was promoted to treat children's colds as well. Well, during World War II, Benzedrine was out there as well. It was actually used by both sides, but especially the German side. They would actually supply Benzedrine inhalers to the German soldiers to help combat fatigue and to give them that extra fighting edge. Well, luckily, people began to realize the dangers in taking Benzedrine, as it was highly addictive and had some serious side effects, such as cancer and psychosis. As a result, the drug lost its popularity and eventually disappeared from the shelves in the late 1950s. Well, this one gave me a beautiful 82 to 84 high tone and about 8 inches down. I just thought I'd show it to you in the hole. Hopefully you can see it. But yeah, looks like I have another compact. You see it here? So I'm going to see if I can pop it. Nope, it's a cap, but it's an old one. Huh. I'll tell you what, let me get this cleaned off, see if there's anything on it, but it's an old cap, and we'll go from there. Well, check this out. This is why I love finding what some people call trash, but check this out. It says White Wonder on it, and I bet you, well, there's a good chance it could be some kind of a bleach cap, but I've never heard of that brand. And see, a lot of people find this and just throw it in their pouch, not even give it a look, but look at it, it's awesome. And it's very old, and it's something that I'm going to be able to learn something new from. And that is one of the best gifts this hobby gives us. The ability to learn something else about the history of our country. So I just love this cap. It is awesome, and I can't wait to find more out about it. So thrilled with it. Well, after just 3 hours, the heat finally ended my morning. But the very next morning, I was back out there and picking up right where I left off. Well, I am back this morning, and it's a little bit cooler for now. It won't be in a couple hours, but I'm starting this morning off with my first target was a piece of bottle cap, and second target was a 25, same as the last target, and not a piece of bottle cap this time. Check it out, right in the hole there. Now you see the cutout. I haven't picked this up yet, but I see the cutout, and I'm thinking it might have been an old buzz token or something. They have a cutout a lot of times. Now, minor coal script also has cutouts, so who knows, but it's pretty big. And let's see. Oh wow, yeah. See, yeah, this is going to be a nice little token. It says City Transit on top, so yeah, bus token. Ooh, Johnson City. Now, I have never dug a Johnson City transit token. Isn't that awesome? Now, maybe they were kind enough to date their tokens like Knoxville did at one point in time. But let me get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. But isn't that awesome? I'm thrilled with that. Well, there's no date on it, but I would say it's probably anywhere from the 20s to 40s. It says good for one fair on this side. And then Johnson City. Very cool. Definitely happy to have that, and great way to start off the morning. Well, next thing was giving me a 51, and it's nothing big, but I like to see them when I'm out in these yards. That is a spring to an old wooden clothespin, so it does validate that there was at least one old clothesline out here. And you always hope for drop coins out of the pockets of the jeans when they're hung upside down and everything, so good sign. And like I say, I always like seeing these when I find them in the yard. Well, this next one was giving me a 33, and yeah, I was happy to see this one. It's another silver plate utensil, it appears. Just a few inches under the ground. Just ringing up a 33, so let's pull it out. Oh, wow, cool. And a teaspoon. Or a Sunday spoon. Very cool. Yeah, definitely has some age to it, and it looks like some of the silver plating's still on it. Very cool. I'll tell you, this is just one incredible backyard. There are so many signals. I mean, and I'm just hitting it with the small coil to start with, and then eventually I'll hit it with the big coil. And luckily for me, the homeowner is really interested in the history, and loves seeing what I show him every day after I finish up. And so these are the kind of permissions I love, loaded and long term. But happy to have that. Well, continuing row by row in this backyard, this one's giving me a 66 signal, and it's another old vintage bottle cap, and an interesting one. I've dug these in the past. This is a National Distillers. Let me see if I can find a good angle for this. National Distillers, and this is going to be a 30s bottle cap, and it would have gone to like a bottle of Old Crow whiskey. And so yeah, it's always cool to see these come up, and it's an early one with the patents applied for and the patent number on it. So very cool. Well, next one was giving me a nice high tone, and it popped up on my drop cloth. I've been cleaning it a little bit. It's a little hard to read, but it's an early wheatie, and it looks like it's going to be a 1920 Philadelphia mint. Hopefully it's coming through for you. Early morning lighting can be tricky, but happy to have that, and who knows, there might be another piece of silver hiding here somewhere. Well, I'll tell you what, it is boiling hot already again. Whew, I was just about to take a break to go get some liquid IV and a new shirt and new gloves, and sweating through everything. But I got a 43 before I decided to head over there. And between two roots, of course, it's going to make me work for it when I'm really tired. Look at that. Don't know what it is. But with this yard's track record, it could be something interesting. So grab the camera. We'll find out together. Wow. Not sure. What in the world? That has got to be the coolest thing. It's like I see wings in a bird. That's what, so far. What in the world is that? I'll tell you what, let me brush this off and I'll be right back, but whatever it is, it's really cool. Now check this out. It appears to be like a knight's helmet and his visor right there, and then on top it looks to be a winged dragon holding a sword and a crown. How awesome is that? Oh man, I tell you, I know, a broken record, but I've been a broken record my whole life, because I always tell everyone, dig all your signals. if it's possible, dig it all. And of course, in some areas you can't do that, but when you can, don't turn down these signals. That's a 43. Garbage signal, but an awesome find. I like it a lot. Well, took my break, sat in the AC in the car for a while. I'm ready for another hour and a half. 2 feet from where I got that dragon piece before I took my break, I got a 43 right here, and I got something pretty cool. I've never found one like this, but look at that. It looks like a little lighter, really tiny cigarette lighter, and very old. Wow, that's awesome. Hope it has some. I always hope they have a design on them. They made a lot of them that had designs, but I don't find too many. Isn't that cool though? Yeah, that's gonna be could be anywhere 30s, 40s. Very cool. Definitely like that, and it's complete and in really nice shape. Should clean up nice too. Well, I just had to film this one. I will say I'm finding the coolest bottle caps in this yard. And I was just thinking to myself as I was digging this one, I've hardly found anything modern. Like clad, not a ton of clad. You know, some pull tabs, but all the pull tabs are early 60s. So, now here's another bottle cap. I went ahead and cleaned it off a little bit. It's got some kind of a monogrammed letter on it. I'll have to see if I can figure that one out. It kind of looks familiar, but yeah, I just can't place it. But pretty cool. Give me something to look up later. Well, the 900 is having a field day. I always wanted to take the 900 onto a really nice virgin spot that's never been hunted, and this is definitely it. I was getting a nice 44 signal. I started throwing some dirt up onto the drop cloth. I'm in a bit of a mixed gravel area. I don't know, they may have a little sitting area out here, but I got down about 6 inches, and check it out. Nice looking older key. So I grabbed the camera. Love finding keys. And wow, look at that one. Whoa, that's a lot bigger than normal. Definitely old. Holy cow, will you look at the design on this? Let me bring you in. Hopefully, now it's nothing but a glare to me, but I'm hoping it's coming in for you. Holy cow. I'll tell you what, let me get this cleaned up a little bit and we'll get a better look at it, but man, that's beautiful. 20s, 30s key. Could be even earlier. Well, I'll tell you, I've never found this one. It says the brand is Russwin, Russwin, and it is a stunning old key. Just beautiful. Let me show you the other side. It just has the key code number stamped into it, but that's awesome. Definitely early 1900s into the 1920s. Very, very cool. Well, that's a hole where I dug up that key, and then I got a nice high tone 87. So I cut a wide plug thinking it might be a coin, and this came out with the plug. Let me see if I can get this loose, but it's the bottom of some kind of bottle. Can't quite make, I think it's a Heinz ketchup bottle. Yep, very cool. Wish that was whole. That's a pretty skinny one too. But anyway, I still had a signal in here. Another bottle cap, unfortunately, with nothing on it. And then there was still a signal in there, and I pulled this out. That is a very old wall plug, you know, on the end of a cord, probably to the lamp. But definitely 20s era, maybe 30s, but pretty cool. I actually really like that. I've dug some pretty fancy old plugs, and they're just really neat to look at. So very cool, and not a bad couple holes right there. Well, still sweating to the oldies in this backyard. And I got there was a high tone one direction to 44 in another. I finally found it, and there was a hunk of melted lead. So I was like, that's cool, but when I was digging down, I could feel something with my digger. And so I felt a little bit of glass here, and I eased off and I cleared it away, and check this out. The last one was broken in that previous hole, but looks like I might have a complete one here. Some kind of condiment bottle, but looks pretty nice, but I'm gonna have to work on it some more. But I wanted to show it to you as I saw it in situ. And I'll be right back. We'll see what we found. Well, finally got it. There was a lot of coal stuck around it. It was keeping it from breaking loose. And check it out. It's some kind of a big jar, real wide, kind of a condiment jar. Look at that. Perfect condition too. That is awesome. I don't know what it says down here. Whew. Hard to make out, but I will definitely take that. That is pretty cool. I definitely like that. Yeah, that thing's really big. 8-10 inches tall. Very cool. Happy to have that, and I'll see if there's anything hiding under that bottle before I fill the hole. Well, I was absolutely thrilled with all the really cool things that were coming out of the ground during this hunt. And to end up with a dragon theme to the hunt, well, you just never know what's going to happen in this hobby. Well, here's another look at all the very cool things I was able to recover in this episode. Now, I really hope you enjoyed watching this one. Those were some very cool finds. And if you did enjoy watching this one, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a quick thumbs up and a quick tap to the subscribe button. And I really hope you'll come back for more. Now, don't go anywhere just yet, or you're going to miss one of the best parts of a Finding America episode. And that is coming up in just about 5 seconds. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.